Hey guys, Bugcat7 here. Okay, it is Saturday, April 20th, 2019, and I want to thank you for visiting the Stonewall Research channel here on YouTube. I really appreciate it, guys. I know you got a lot of videos to watch. So do I, man. Alright, guys. Well, today for you, I have an interesting video. That's about all I can say for it because I can't say that it's good. I'm continuing looking at some of these endangered archaeological sites and things like that around the world. And I just did my last video on the Koch cars there in Armenia and Azerbaijan and Turkey and other places where they had these things and they're all being destroyed and forgotten about, and the usual nonsense that we think is going on over there only, but it's not. It's going on here too. But I just recently watched, I guess it was yesterday, that I watched CF Apps, Chuck's new video, CF Apps 7865, for those of you who don't know. He's a good research buddy of mine. He watches my videos and I watch his. We comment, we talk about things. So please do subscribe to Chuck's channel if you don't already. I'd say probably like 90% of my subscribers do. So in any case, he did one on this El Mirador, okay, the huge London pyramid in the lost Mayan cities there in Guatemala, which, recently, a year or two ago, I think, or something like that, they did LiDAR imaging of the jungle here, and apparently there's this whole Mayan city, I guess, because they haven't done the archaeology, although there was archaeological studies going on there in the early 60s, and, like forgotten about, like so many of these places. That we're going to talk about another one of these places, but Chuck seemed to say, I commented in the video here, and I said, wow, it's so amazing. I'd like to hop a flight down there and check it out. And Chuck was like, yeah, but there's like no access there, and so it's like, you have to ask yourself why they're not immediately, or there's danger of, looting and robbing, tomb robbing, and all this kind of stuff. So you have to ask yourself, why isn't academia around the world and archaeological departments at universities around the world saying, look, we got to protect this site immediately. Let's get $1 from every student or something like that. We'll soak them for $1 or whatever for this cause or whatever. And let's get a fence around there and a couple of, night watchmen with, guaranteed bonus as long as nothing happens, so they don't get bribed. But you got to ask yourself, why, doesn't this happen? And here's the pyramid, the main pyramid, which is supposedly so gigantic it just dwarfs even the pyramid in Giza. So, it's huge, absolutely huge. And shoot, I had some pictures of a similar temple in another site. I don't have them now, but in any case, you got to ask yourself why this isn't immediately protected and everything. And I hope, it's a positive message, and all these people are on top of this thing that are, I guess, archaeologists or whatever. And they're all happy, and it's a real positive thing. Everything's cool. We're going to, study this thing. All these happy people. Okay. But, guys, there's problems, okay? So I want to read to you about this site, this endangered site, San Esteban in Belize. It's a Maya site, okay? And there's problems, guys. So, let me read you this from Wikipedia. So, I don't know if they include current stuff in here exactly, but I went over it briefly. Let's see. The San Esteban Archaeological Site is located in northern Belize, 1 kilometer from the modern community of San Esteban, Belize. The site is a Maya civilization site occupied during the formative 800 BC to AD 300, according to their chronology, not a flamenco chronology, and classic AD 300 to 900 eras of Mesoamerican chronology. San Esteban is located on the New River halfway between the sites of Cerros and Lamane. Beginning in the late formative period, 300 BC and AD 300, San Esteban was a regional political center. Interesting. Okay. Archaeological investigations. William Bullard mapped the civil ceremonial center of the site in the 1960s. Okay? This is Belize. We'll take a better look at this later, but where he carried out excavations and restored two early classic structures, 1 and 2. During the Corazal Survey Project, Norman Hammond excavated at San Esteban an expanding Bullard's map with several additional plaza groups around the site core. It was the ceramic collections from these excavations at San Esteban, along with initial testing at Numo, Santa Rita, Colha, and Coelho, that Duncan Pring first established the Swayze, Lopez, Mammon, and Cocos Chicano phases. Okay, I have no idea about any of that stuff. I guess you have to be, advanced in this particular archaeological site, and if there's no books written on it, you have to go to the university, which I often have done in my own research on New England and such, where I have to go refer to university archaeological papers that are only available at the university websites. And there you can read about these things and, read in detail what these things are about. Okay, so that was in 1989 and 1990. Laura Levi mapped outlying house groups at San Esteban in detail and excavated several domestic structures. So that was in 1989 and 1990. So that was the latest stuff during that. Okay. So listen to this. During the late 1990s, much of the monumental architecture at San Esteban's core was bulldozed. And a large crater excavated for the underlying limestone marl in order to construct modern roads. Okay. Mound 15 at 15M is the highest structure remaining at the site and dates to the late formative period. This mound was only saved from the bulldozers due to the intervention of the Belize Department of Archaeology in the late 1990s. So, Belize Department of Archaeology came in there in the 1990s and, straightened the thing out, right? So we're all good now, right? The damage to San Esteban is unfortunate, but provides remarkable access, there's a good side to it, to the earliest occupation at the site center. Taking advantage of the easy access to the early occupation levels, Robert Rosenzweig of the University of Albany, SUNY, oh no, where Delano is, John Delano, oh no. SUNY began work on the earliest occupation levels at the site in 2002. That's the State University of New York, where John Delano is the Dean Emeritus of Science and Art. So in any case, guys, you see what this, even in this Wikipedia thing, but nobody seemed to update it yet because check this out. Okay, and this is from the Telegraph in the UK there. And this article is from 2013. Okay, long past the 1990s where the Department of Belize was in there. Hey, don't do that. But as you can see, they haven't been doing a good job, and that's why I don't have faith that, this site at El Mirador there, maybe in Guatemala it'll be better. I don't know. But apparently this is a big problem there, okay? These people who are building roads have nowhere to get fill, I guess, for their roads there. So they've been chopping these pyramids down for the limestone. And I'm laughing about it, but I mean, this is absurd at this point, okay? It's like they know they've been doing it, yet, I mean, I don't see where the outcry is from around the world, all these serious archaeologists and all this kind of stuff are not like, spending the little bit of money, okay? I mean, I guess, they, not thinking about it because, there's not enough mint jelly for their lamb chops, not you got too many lamb chops and not enough mint jelly for dinner there. But I don't know what the deal is, but let's read this article. It's kind of depressing. I'm sorry. I'm just the messenger. I'm only the piano player. Don't shoot me. But this is what's going on, folks. And it's going on here in North America. It's going on in Central and Mesoamerica. It's going on in South America. It's going on everywhere on this planet, and it's not stopping, and there's nothing to do about it except make a video about it, I guess, and try to get it out to as many people as possible. Maybe somebody missed this article to see it's in the Telegraph and not too many other places from what I gather. So 2,300-year-old Mayan pyramid bulldozed for roadworks. A vigorous, quote-unquote, investigation has been launched after one of the largest Mayan pyramids in Belize was bulldozed for a road project. Okay, this is 2013, guys. Okay, still bulldozing this stuff. Okay, you're telling me these guys who are working these backhoes don't know their Mayan pyramids? I don't think so. We're talking about greed here. Just straight up. The Ministry of Tourism and Culture expressed outrage at the demolition of the No complex in northern Belize to extract crushed rock for the road project. It said it is investigating to determine precisely how it happened. Its statement called the wrecking of the ceremonial center that dates back at least 2,300 years, quote, callous, ignorant, and unforgivable, unquote. So, fancy talk there, but, what are you going to do about it? Cultural landmarks like Nomu should be protected at all costs, and the, quote, disdain for our laws and policies is incomprehensible, unquote, the statement said. Now, I don't know if any of you guys are big movie fans, but, okay, oh my God, Humphrey Bogart film there with Claude Rains, Casablanca, okay? Claude Rains walks into the gambling house there, and he's the captain of police, and he's like, oh, I'm shocked that there's gambling going on in this establishment, as he, puts his bet down on the table. Okay. That's what it's like, okay? I don't trust these people at all. James Orr, who heads the Belize Institute of Archaeology, said yesterday that the builders could not possibly have mistaken the pyramid mound for a natural hill because the ruins were well known and the landscape there is naturally flat. Mr. Orr said the destruction of the complex in northern Belize was detected late last week. People's United Party, the main opposition party, also condemned the destruction and urged that those responsible be brought to justice. Quote, the demolition of ancient Maya temples is deplorable, as these are not only important elements of our Belizean history and culture, but an integral component of a developing tourism industry, unquote, the party said in a statement. You bet there, brother. You know, you want tourism and whatnot, you better get your asses out there and erect a fence and hire a guy for a couple of bucks to check on them, like the local people there or something like that. What's wrong with these people? Are they just stupid or what? The party said the destruction of the Mayan temple could hurt the area's tourism growth. Yeah, you bet. Einstein. Do something about it. Experts said it was not the first time this has happened, Belize. Oh, no. A Central American country of about 350,000 people that is largely covered in jungle and dotted with hundreds of Mayan ruin sites, though a few as large as no more, which they bulldozed. Quote, bulldozing Mayan mounds for road fill is an endemic problem in Belize. Oh, my God. The whole of the San Esteban Center has gone, both of the major pyramids at Louisville, other structures at Nomu, many smaller sites. But this sounds like the biggest yet. Oh. Quote, Norman Hammond, an emeritus professor of archaeology at Boston University who worked in Belizean research projects in the 1980s, said in an email to the Associated Press, what did he say? Uh-oh, maybe that's not the full article. I guess, I don't know, but... Oh, that was just the end of it. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. I thought there was more to it. He's the one who made the quote, Norman Hammond of Boston University, that the bulldozing of Mayan mounds for road fill is an endemic problem in Belize. So, look, guys, this stuff is going on, and it's going on right now, and it's going on in our backyards. As I said, there's somebody from the New England area. I got to pull up that website again, that page, but... You know, they're putting in these solar, power plants, these solar panel farms all over the place. And they're just, look, there's very few people who know this. And the people who are around these people don't care either. That these people, okay... If you're in the construction business, if you're in the building development business, okay, land development business, okay, very few people know this. If you run into any sort of artifacts or whatever it is, look, it's go home. Just go home, because that's the end of it. You're done. You can't do anything after that. Okay, so most of these things are protected around the world heritage stuff, whatever it might be. And, these are the arguments that these people give. They're, real estate development agencies. They want to make money and all this kind of stuff. They're building roads, etc. These people are all about the money and everything. They don't care much about anything else, okay? So when they come across these archaeological things, these artifacts, whatever they might be, they don't tell anybody about it. And the people who are working around them, they just don't care. They don't understand. They don't care. They have a job. They're doing it. They don't just... This is how it is, man. You gotta be real, okay? It's the realadilla, okay? It's like Sir Thomas More, okay? You see what that says there? All right? For if you suffer your people to be ill-educated and their manners to be corrupted from their infancy, and then punish them for those crimes to which their first education disposed them, what else is to be concluded from this, but that you first make thieves and then punish them? Okay? So, the state makes these in a way, okay, because they're not paying attention, all right? Maybe it's not worth their while, and don't be naive about things. It's all about money and everything else. How easy is it to bribe officials in some of these countries? How easy it is to do it in our country, okay? They don't call them bribes. They call them campaign donations. That's a euphemism for payoff, okay? Just get that through your head, all right? And pay attention to this right here. You see that? You see what Goethe was saying there? All right? You think he said that just to hear the sound of his own voice? Trying to tell you something. Okay? You ain't free. Because it is. And much, much more that we're trying to get to the bottom of. Guys like Chuck. Guys like me. Alright? Trying to get to the bottom of it. That's our interest in it. So, if you haven't heard about the San Esteban site in Belize, take a look at it. This is what they're doing to it while nobody's looking. Alright? Not good, folks. So, I hope this El Mirador site, I hope nothing happens to that. Do we know the extent of which of this sort of thing is going on in Guatemala? Maybe you just located a new place for these people to go destroy. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, with that happy note, I just wanted to bring this to you, this little known about Maya site there in Belize at San Esteban, where I'm sure they'd rather build a nice fancy hotel where they can just, lay in the lounge in the back, getting hammered and crap-faced. But this is where the attention should be, guys. I hate to tell you, good news is not news. It's what we expect. What we expect is not news. Okay, it's what we don't expect that's newsworthy. All right, and this is. Okay. All right, guys. Anyway, Bugcat7 signing out. I'll be getting to a new video real soon, guys. Doing a lot of research. All right. Bulldozed signing out. Peace.